As you are.
It keeps giving me a VLC player though, so that's why.
Oops, I share here. Where is? No. I'll get so excited for that to share my screen. Alright. Oh wait, is it in here? Or is it this one? Is it this version? 52? Oh wait, what happened to your... Hold on. For some reason your sound is not there anymore. Wait. Oh, let's get... Oops. Wrong button. Alright. Let's try that.
Test.
Oh yeah, I can, yeah, my laptop one works. This, let's go with that. Alright.
Alright, so I'm gonna re-upload then. It should be Kremlin K version 58. This one will be, it'll be two. One will be in color, and one will be, if I can get it working. Black and white, we'll have the rope.
Sweet. Yeah, I was having a quick look, and there's not a lot in there. We'll just go over a few, like, cleanup passes. Just some small notes, but I think you're... Yeah, I think it's almost pretty polished.
That's what I like to hear.
It's almost, yeah, it's almost done, mate. I just need to see the rope. And then, yeah, I think Carl said he was looking at doing a shot already, so hopefully he's looking into it. So,
right, I was actually going to ask, should I reach out to make sure everything's still good, or?
Yeah, just post up in the, in your group chat again, and like with the updated limbic cache after this. Throw the rope in there, and then I'll ask if you can throw a sim on the rope as well once you're done, just to get it like extra ropey looking, which will be cool.
You say ropey looking?
Yeah. Like kind of wobbly, and you know, so you get it in like the timing and everything, and then the curves, and then we'll just sort out the, hopefully that ropiness.
I think I got it. Okay, well, do you see the first one before I go any farther?
See 52.
Refresh the page. There should be a 58 up there right now.
In 14. Oh wait, 15.
15.
Oh, there we go. It's got rocks and shit. Oh yeah, so that's in there. Cool. But this one doesn't have rope, right? Obviously.
No, sir. I am adding that right now, so it should pop up in like 10 seconds. Okay. The big thing with this is I spent a lot more time looking for environments than I should have. But I wanted the rocks
That's
to
okay.
not look so
Low
blocky.
race. Yeah. Like, well, as in, you mean like with the texture, or the actual shape of it?
Well, both. For a while, I was trying to replace the big land masses with like boulder meshes, and that didn't really work out. And then I tried a few different meshes. This was the one mesh that kind of made it look not so two-dimensional.
Yeah.
But then you still got the sharp edges. And then I tried to address the kind of polishness we talked about, especially with the jump here. Her arm swinging down.
Yeah. With the background, so what I usually do is just like duplicate heaps of like rock single models, and then I'll just like scale it up and move it around and just create my own. It doesn't have to be one piece. And because this texture isn't very appealing, I personally would just throw in like a flat color, because these are like, you know, the shapes of it are pretty cool, so you want to keep those. But I would just put a different color, and it would be less distracting than a really stretched low res texture that you have. And then, you know, just separate, like, you know, you can make that one green or whatever, and then this one blue, just to separate the foreground, or well, whatever color, you know, just to make them gray and the same. Yeah. But yeah, I would just keep it simple, to be honest. Even grey, but because she's grey, I would just make it another flat shaded color. But that's, in the end, that is also your choice, because it's your scene. So.
I mean, you're the expert, bro. I'm just. I don't know the difference.
Because, like, to me, if everything was just flat shaded and you had your effects in there, because you don't have the textures, obviously, so, and I'd rather have, instead of forcing, you know, this ugly texture, like it's just not working, I'd rather just see the cool shapes in there and then combine the effects and everything else in there, and it'll still work well. It'll still look more presentable than this stuff. And maybe update like this wall as well, this cliff or whatever you want to call it, this platform. Put something interesting there as well.
Yeah, that shape you're drawing, that's the problem. I know what cool looks like. How you make it cool.
Well, I would just find like single rocks, like high res, just rocks from Turbo Squid. Excuse me. And because they're high res, you can just scale it up so this looks like a massive giant rock, or you can even put a whole bunch, you know, so this would be one like big rock with a cool shape, and then you have another one here just to, you know, scale it, rotate it, so then it could just be like giant piles of rock that she jumps on. That is what I would do. It just saves me time from finding that one perfect environment piece to put in there. I'll just go in and just build it with small pieces. Again, you want enough presentable shapes and background and environment in there to make it feel to make it presentable and to make it not a student looking shot, as in, I guess when I say student, not unfinished. So even if it's again grayscale or light blue or whatever, at least this way it looks like it's in a complete environment, enough to show like that it's a world that's she's kind of running and jumping in. Like it feels more, it doesn't like, even though it doesn't have textures, it doesn't feel like she's in this incomplete video game, I guess. That's what it feels like, you know? Oh, what's this?
Yeah, that's like a weird effect ever since I turned on the ambient thing. So what happens is the effect of it like exploding and coming back down, I turn down the opacity, but it it's like coming down again. Yeah, so like it's going up and it's turning on its opacity and then it comes back down again. So you're just seeing it for a second here.
Cool.
When the effects go on, we take this out.
Yeah, I guess it'd be a shame to cover up one of your frames. So if you can avoid this, yeah, like it'd be better. Your shot will be better for it. Let's have a look. So I'm just gonna frame by frame nitpick at this stage. And you did a pass on the hair, it looks like, and a sword. Is there any way to get at least a curl on the end here? So if the hair's coming up, at least get like like a curl, rather than, or even like, because right now it just looks like this shape. If you can at least get from the side, it would look like right now I'm guessing it'd look like that. So if you can at least get something like that, or yeah, that's what I want. Yeah, instead of that. Yeah, here as well. I'm guessing when she's running here, you don't need anything really going up or down. You can just, this is a head and that's the side. You can just have something just kind of waving. It's kind of, that would only happen really that much anyway. Maybe something like that. Just on the jumps up and down. And if you can, just get an extra like curl here. Just because she's still going up at a quick pace. So that would drag this down. And just one more frame here of the hair coming down and then flicking up like that. Would feel better. Just for those extra overlaps there. And then this frame, this pose of the hair to down here, if you can get one in between like that, it'll feel softer. But everything on the body feels good. The arms feel cool. The leap up feels good. Just looking at a right knee here. It's coming up.
He's so dead set on having this part.
So there's a bit of sliding just right here. So here she would plant her foot. Oh wait, I guess she's moving across. That foot is planted, right? It's just the camera moving. Yeah.
Yeah, because the old one used to be a slant before we put the rocks up, you remember?
Ah, yep. Just looking at her chest and head overlap. Just so right now it just to break up just the head and chest a bit more, because it's still, I reckon you can push it to get it slightly more organic feeling. So here for example, you can just slightly tilt the chest and the head a little bit more, like while leaping up, and this comes down. And even here the chest is fine, and then you can just have the head just slightly rotated down. You can be looking over there.
She's looking that way.
Yeah, just like rotate down here, and then it goes up into what you have, just to get that extra overlap. And even like on the chest here coming down, so you can have just slightly again. So this is overlapping, and then you overlap. You overlap. So now that's when you come down, and then so you want the, when you're jumping, it's kind of like there's more of that, just to make it more obvious. And then that's when you get the hair to follow. So when your head's going down, the hair's like, yeah, doing its wave. And that'll really like make it heavy and smooth everything out. And then that's when you can get the sword as well. The sword bounce in there. So be careful here. She's slicing herself in half. So here you can also track the tip of the sword. So there's not very nice arcs there. So even that requires tracking. So it should be she's green. Probably should be like that. Yeah, you can probably get an arc that looks like, I'll just do it in one. That looks like this. To be honest, something I just the sword weight. Probably needs to swing over. So this pose is good. So she comes actually, because she's swinging screen right, this will start to swing screen left. So probably like that, and by here it'd be and it can swing back to outside if you wanted to. If that's where you grab it, swing into the pose, you grab it, and then yeah, that feels better now when she grabs it. It's more seamless.
I would actually want to see where that would be like a.
Just be careful, it moves before it hits a hand, so you might want to grab even one frame earlier, have a hand on the sword here, just so that next frame, you know, it's ready in a hand, it doesn't just snap to a hand. And that's a good way to solve it. Just get a hand one frame earlier on the sword. It should be like that. So this is cool, this art. See if you can get one frame like that, so it feels like it's settling. It's the shape change you want to smooth out, so you want to get this shape to blend into eventually, I guess you want to, everything's still twisting to the right, so what you really want to do is try and get something that flows more from that direction still. What's the shoe doing?
Where's your wire cutters? Never mind, it's not coming.
So maybe something like that, if your hair's going to settle.
You know what we need? We need a chicken wire. Oh, spray one? If I put it through, then wrap it around. Oh, I see what you mean. That one's a good one too.
The ends are curved there. Yeah. Just so it feels more natural going into that shape across to the back. Yeah, rather than like that shape to suddenly that shape. Just want to get a nice.
Mom, I can't get this thing.
You could actually lift her foot up early here as she's twisting.
You could pick the foot up earlier.
You probably could actually, because you've already got extension here, which is good. And then It just kind of, if it stays stuck to the ground, it feels too, I guess, stuck to the ground. So her extension and a push would lead her to lift up her foot like you have here.
Then it rips.
Just on this one frame where it's stuck for 2 frames, just, yeah, you can push it up, and then here's just a little higher.
I'm gonna add the smear frames next week.
Shall we do some today? Just some quick ones?
We should.
Yeah,
We should.
yeah. Let's go for it. And yes, smear frames. Did you were at the webinar, I remember. You get the whole, you saw the whole thing?
I did, yeah.
It's pretty awesome one, eh? It's very detailed.
Yeah, I mean, and honestly, just this whole process, I was like, that's really cool. But like, when he was just like, it took me forever. I'd come back from work and just draw webs. I was like, man,
Yeah,
I can feel it's gonna be me.
Yeah, exactly. But he was also figuring out that workflow. Like, you know, he's done it once, and if he decided to do that shot again, he can just like jump straight into it. So a lot of that was, I think, experimenting, which eats up a lot of time.
Is that enough weight on the sword? I was trying so hard to make the sword heavier.
There is, but I was just plotting out the end of the sword, like, to just get that slightly heavier feeling. You probably need to clean up your arcs here. So you actually might be losing some weight on it as well, because it leaves the screen. So you might need to just rotate your camera to the right a bit, just so we see the whole sword. Like when it's swinging, you want to see like this, you know, right here is good, but it still really hits the edge of frame. So just give it more room, rotate it screen left a bit, and then here again you want to see the whole sword, and you want what you're trying to get is, you know, a big arc as much as you can, which for the most part you have. So like here for example, I think it loses power because it's the whole sword isn't in frame. So once you're able to see the whole sword, the whole shape, it's going to feel really heavy and getting that nice arc. So no, like, you know, I think here you're trying to squeeze it in to this small frame. That's why your arc goes off a little. So again, rotate it screen left and then get the huge sword shape in there. And then it's going to feel nice and heavy and like, and it's going to make a lot of difference. And if you can, do your best to get the flat of the blade to camera. So here, you know, it's nice and thick, but if you can rotate it in the wrist and get, you know, nice thick blade there. I don't know how big your sword is, but I think it's pretty big, right? So
Yeah, it's pretty big.
yeah, so if you can get it where you see a lot more of its flat to camera and its thickness, and it's going to feel really gigantic when you're swinging it. Yeah, here's another one, so you can get that there. And then obviously here on your smear frame, you want the thick edge again. You probably want it more because it's already sliced through. You probably want it something like that. And then getting that will cover your smear frames from up here. And yeah, this shape is good here. You might even have like a clone
You're
in
saying
here.
the one that you're drawing right now should be a smear frame, or do I need another like GL?
You can probably add in a geo and smear that and break it, so it would look very yeah, I'll draw for you. So it'll look like it'll start off as a clone, I guess, a geo, and then I would just, smudge it or break it using white or whatever.
And how can I find its pivot point? I remember looking for that earlier, and I just couldn't find it.
The pivot point?
Yeah, for the GL once you make it.
Oh, you gotta here, I'll write it down for you. You gotta go to I think it's under edit, and then center pivot. I'm pretty sure it's under edit. It's under one of the headings anyway. If it's not under edit, it could be select or whatever. So try that. But yeah, you want the center pivot. Make sure it's selected. So with your spacing, see, I track the points there. You've actually got it reversed. So what you want, because this is a big swing, and all the speed is coming down really quick, so it has to slow down. So rather than frames close together means it's slower. So you went from quick to slow and then to quick. So what you want is the other way around. You want it's quick, and then it needs more frames, bigger spacing to slow down, and then it gets smaller or more clustered. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're coming from so, and then it's going to feel nice and again heavy with the follow through.
I guess what position in the swing should it really just kind of slow to a crawl, Should it be like when she's got the sword back up like this? Should it be like when she's got the sword down, closer to the ground? Does it matter?
It's pretty much when she's in this pose, this is when it's slow down. So her arm, this is like full extension. So as your arm comes up, this is our full extension of rotation. So we kind of have to stop here, but the momentum, the weight of this sword is still carrying over from the wrist. So you're kind of going up, shoulder stops, but this is still carrying up because it's heavy. So it's doing that. So it's slowing down right at the end there. So quick, and then this would be coming back down already, and this is slowing down and overlapping.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So your poses are correct. It's just more of the wrist and the sword following through. But it's good to see that you're, starting to grasp things, which is cool. I can see it in your passes every week.
Practice makes perfect and all that.
Yeah, and that's probably a reason why your sword feels like it loses power in the hit, because it kind of stops here. So a quick swipe will just keep going. So it's rockier. Yeah, I think that's it really.
Oh. Alright. Go check class 15 one more time. I think the thing's up.
Oh wait, one thing I noticed, and then I'll check it, is just her kind of rolling here. She just feels like a little, just one piece again. So I can just break it up with some, just a little bit more rotation in the chest, maybe in the head, even the arm, like coming from here. Just for to get these extra overlaps, which would feel nice, even if you bent this here. You can do it in the arms, so more like that.
I wish it bent those. That's fine.
Yeah, use the arms where you can to help you with the overlap. It's yeah, and then go into what you have. Actually, you wonder if just this one. It starts to get unnatural, but it's just. Whoop. Yeah, I think that works. That kind of feels nicer. Yeah, and that's it. So over that bit of chest and head there, and then mostly in the arms and forearms to connect it better into the roll, and then it's gonna feel super smooth. But yeah, that's really it. Cool looking shot. Alright.
Now I remind you, this is super rough. Like,
Whoa, we got rope.
Yeah, 2 hours put into this. Um, the, the problem being that
Sweet.
easy.
Yeah, that's great. You said there's a problem?
Well, it's like I'm still getting used to the way it bends. Because
Yeah.
it's weird. It's like it has these the controllers, but the controllers aren't like necessarily glued. It's like I don't know, 80% to the room,
Yeah.
which I kind of like because then I can just kind of approximate it as I go.
Mm-hmm.
But like I haven't adjusted her hands to really grab it.
Yeah.
You know, obviously there's no textures. I'm animating on between my laptop and the main computer, which is why everything's gray here.
Yeah, that's fine. It's cool to see there. It's good for a discussion. And I guess you can extend it into the ceiling or whatever's up there.
My idea was it was in this rock bridge thing, like there'd be like moss or something growing on this rock bridge, and there just happens to be like this vine coming from it.
Yeah.
Because I don't know why else there would be a string in the middle of a cavern.
Yeah, make it viney. Like, and to tie that in, you should have other pieces of hanging vine around, just in the background. If you can wrap one around like a pylon there. Even like if you really wanted, set it up early and just have like, vine kind of hanging down, and she runs through it and it just knocks out of the way,
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, stuff like that, just to, like you said, just so people don't go, oh, how convenient, there's a hanging vine right there, like make it, like chuck it all in here, like, yeah, here when she runs in, have a couple, and then she just runs past and they just, all you need is a couple of frames to just push them out of the way, bounce off her, and it'll look cool. I think that'd be neat.
So that swing right there, could that be like, should she do like more of it out, like knocking it out of the way as she runs? Because there's a tree back there, I don't know if you can see it.
Over here, yeah. She could, if you wanted. Yeah,
Basically.
you could always get a hand. Yeah, just a hand swipe at the start.
I like that.
Yeah. And again, that just sets up your shot. Can you make the vine or rope shorter?
I can.
Just at the end, I was thinking it looks cooler visually, like Spider-Man's webbing, if there's a little dangly bit, or at least some, so you get like these nice shapes when she's moving, rather than just this straight vine disappearing off the edge. So you get like, this helps your, creating cool shapes. So you can create some nice overlaps here as you're swinging. It just looks much cooler. And then over here, I imagine it'd go like that. So it kind of swings around. And it starts to go. to be kind of like that length.
So here you're saying the camera move instead of following her, just a pan left.
Yeah, just give it some space. So, here we go. So camera over here, just a little bit more, so we can see. So put it up more like that, just so we see a sword in here, which would be neat. So here your sword would be, get more of that. And we can see this tip in frame as well. It might be high. Yeah, I think that'll help a lot.
Should I bring out the sword down?
Yeah. Probably need to bring it down just so it's in frame. This is good. Yeah, very cool. It's cool to see rope. Neat. Do you want to do a pass and smear frames now? I'll just check the time. Yep, we're good.
The big thing is I always wanted to wait on the smear frames till like everything else was done, because I thought like that was like the last step. But
yeah, yeah, it kind of is pretty much. It is the very last thing because you want all your animation pretty much done, but you also want to find spaces where you add it in, and we did go through a couple of spots, like on the swiping. So these would be good ones, like here. So you probably want one main one, like actually let's just start from the start. I guess I'll just point out where good spots are, because you obviously don't need smear frames in every frame, so you want to like strategically use it. And if you're going to do a hand swipe here to get rid of the rope, it might be a good spot too. So, here, hand swipe, just a quick to knock the rope or vines.
will that take away from the background stuff?
Oh, you don't need to really see the background stuff. It's fine. And that's going to always be there anyway. Like, that's exactly what it is. It's background. So, we don't really have to focus on it. Because we're going to end up there anyway. So, I think it's, if you wanted, it's more work for you. But if you wanted, throw some vines in. It'd be cool here. Even if she doesn't swipe it. If she just runs through it, and they just kind of... It's fine. Just depends on, your your care factor. Really.
It's working already.
Taking it this far, might as well.
What about here when she jumps?
Yeah, I don't think you need it because it's still a gradual moment, and then you got a rope in there. I think this is fine. Maybe here is a good start. Actually, is this animation the same?
Yeah, it's the same thing.
I'll draw it in here. Actually, no. It's lower res. So she's swinging. Let's see. Probably this part here. And the camera move. So probably from it's probably this leg that I'm seeing. So yeah, this leg. So you got a leg here that kind of sticks out here, or you clone that leg. So that'd be a good one. So you can clone a foot there maybe. Oh no, that's good. And then just small lines there. I like to use a combination of lines and shapes. And then that's it. Like maybe depends on how you want to do the lines, but let's see how that feels. See, that's probably even too much. You can just reduce that one there a bit. Probably reduce that one. And then get rid of this one. Just do this. Probably don't need any here. Probably in the arms there, so the foot there and then here, because your arms come out, which is cool. So you can probably do. maybe on the other side. Actually, no, you probably don't need it on the other side.
What color do you usually make these frames? Are they black? Are they like a purplish color for gloves?
So if you duplicated your arm, you cut out your arm, it'd just be the same color. But I like to use a mixture of, depending on what the background is, I might use black or might use white, just to get some lines in there that look a bit more polished. So, you know, with red, I like to use black. So you add some black lines in there. And that looks pretty cool. Sometimes I'll use white. So that's a pretty neat one. That's pretty cool, actually. I miss doing smear frames. So fun. Actually, with your other arm, you could probably just add in some couple of cool lines there, which would be neat. So even like, so say I went fine like 3. And if you remember in the webinar, sometimes Aaron would add like 1 or 2 lines, and they're tiny, but it makes sort of difference when it's in movement, when it's moving. Yeah, see, that's pretty cool. So you can apply that to, I like to do it for running as well. Actually, I should have done it here. So your hand runs in here. So maybe I'll add in, say, some black lines. Let's go for, or if you wanted white, and just a couple of fade off ones. Oh shit. Let's use black. See, so that's pretty neat, and that's pretty quick as well. So you want to follow the arcs. So they feel pretty cool. Yeah. Just fade it out. Maybe on the jump, because the jump's a big move. So here, you could add in white. You know, sometimes I might go overboard, but I like it. So it's up to you how much you want to put in. So yeah, that's a nice quick move, and it feels good there. And then this again, so I'm coming across. Is like a good spot for it. You could probably open the hand here actually. Start to open it. You'll probably add in actually on the drop here. So right here is a good one. So if I'll use blue. So maybe like see the end of a shoe kind of shape. Gotta use white. And this one's a big move, so you might get a bit of shape from a shoe and a leg. And this swing is pretty quick, so maybe a couple of lines here. Fade it out. Probably at the top you wouldn't have any, but as it builds up speed towards the bottom here, maybe around here, that one you would. So you plant a fist there. Maybe a couple here. Starts to build. Some white. And yeah, after you put in these poses, you'd add in some nice lines here. You might even add in a clean shape of the arm coming up. Hold on 1 second. Hello. Say hi to Teo. He is, I think, 8 weeks, 8 to 10 weeks. Yeah. He's a little fella. So yeah, he'd have a couple of cutouts and some lines, and then the same thing coming down here. Maybe a cutout here, cutout here. Maybe some lines coming off the body. Because here it's pretty quick, so you can get a little bit more detailed in it. Coming off the body. And even in this roll, you can start to add in some on the sword. I think the sword would be best here, just because it's the biggest piece. Yeah, so if you start hitting all the limbs and, you know, cutting out every like leg and arm here, it'll get too just complex. So probably just hit up the sword here, and I think you'll be good. Could always do a cutout here. you're wet. What happened? Oh wait, you need to finish this sword arc. So it's spinning around. It has to. Essentially, if it does that, you need it to at least come around if you're going to go back. Yeah, it just needs one frame as it comes around, and then one there, and then go into that. Yeah, those are the main spots, I think. So, and you know, obviously on the swipe, you can add in some more again. Yeah, they're the main spots there. Yeah, and that's how I approach smear frames. You can, there's many ways to do it. Yeah, but that's how I did it in Spider-Verse. Yeah. Looks great. And then you can add some on a rope as well afterwards. Like at the bottom, you can add in some lines. So as you like, that's why you get the tip, and then when it's flying at the bottom, you just add in some at the end too, which would look cool. Alright, mate. Best of luck. Yes, you're on camera. That's Theo. Teo. He's mixing some paints together to do some graffiti. I got one more with Francisco. Yeah. So I'll take 5-minute break and yeah, hit him up. Yeah, no worries. Your shot's looking really awesome. And it's good to see the rope. Yes.
That was my goal. I want to make sure you see it this week.
Nice. Good job.
Yeah.
Alright, mate. Good work. I'll speak to you soon.
Alright, man.
Alright, good night.